What's up, guys? Today I'm walking you through the 3 steps that every homeowner goes through when they're looking to hire a contractor, because most of us small businesses assume people buy much quicker than they do. So I'll walk you through the 3 steps so you know exactly how people buy. Hey guys, this is Logan Shinholster with Contractor Growth Network, and today I'm walking you through the 3 aspects that every single homeowner is going to go through when they're actually looking to hire a contractor. Because what most contractors and small businesses as a whole end up going through mentally is when they have a shortage of leads, they think that they can just do a one quick hit and just get a bunch of leads in. But in reality, there's a whole buying process that everybody goes through. I want to make sure that we're on the exact same page so there's no unexpected or unrealistic expectations, if you will. So the very first step to all this is somebody has to first want your services. If nobody wants your services, then it doesn't matter how good of a job that you do, nobody's gonna hire you. So with certain certain industries, you're gonna have a lot more need than others. So if you are a remodeler and you wanna do only kitchens, then you have to understand that the amount of leads that you get for kitchen remodeling is going to be completely different than the amount of leads that somebody's getting for, I don't know, staining and sealing a deck. All right, because one is going to have significantly more interest and desire, because the staining and sealing of a deck, a lot of people have decks that it's a lower price point, it's much easier, but a kitchen renovation is very expensive. So if you don't have the self-awareness to understand that when you have different price points, there's a different buying process. So don't always compare yourself apples to apples with somebody else, because if you are at a job or you do a service that is very drawn out and it costs a lot of money, it's a lot slower for somebody to actually want to hire you versus some other industry where you got to get somebody in there today. So the first aspect is going to be how or people want your services. So how do they hear about you? And that could be on the internet, whether they're doing a Google search or they're doing a Facebook, they're on Facebook and they see an ad for you. Or on the flip side, they could hear about you from a friend, or they see your yard sign or whatever it is. But the very first aspect of anything marketing or advertising related is going to be how people hear about you. And that's going to be your online and your offline things. So that's the very first step, is people, when they want to hire somebody like you, or they're starting to think about hiring somebody like you, then they're going to go out and they're going to start to do their research, or you're going to end up passing them by in your truck, and that's how they first hear about you. Now, that's step 1. Step 2 is they're going to do research, right? So when I say research, I don't just mean research on what company to buy. I mean research on the entire process or the entire job that you do. So they're not going to immediately go, I'm thinking about redoing my kitchen, let me start looking up online kitchen remodelers. They're going to start to search for how much does it cost? How long does it take? What are some popular trends? Things like that. And usually, and it depends on the industry, for, let's say a home builder, that could be a 3 to 5 year process of somebody in the research phase.
Here to help.
It could also ask Siri how to do everything. So you have to understand that based off what service you have, their buying process could be super long. So there's nothing that you can really do, actually there is one thing that you can do to get them to buy faster, but you can't force somebody to buy from you. So if you're a home builder, you're just gonna have to deal with the fact that it takes people years before moving forward. I've been thinking about buying a car for a year now, and I've just been kind of waiting for the right time. Now, to me, I don't know when the right time is, so I have yet to go and test drive a car. So it's a big purchase and it's a big decision. I'm not just gonna make it on a whim. So I've been doing a lot of research and I've been waiting for a specific model of car to come out. So my research phase has been going on for over a year now. And that's how a lot of homeowners are as well. So first, they hear or they start to think about your service or product, and then they start to do their research. And you could have the top research, which is how much stuff costs, how long does it take, all the way down the really close to buying, which is what companies are out there, right? And most small businesses and contractors only focus on that piece of the pie. They only focus on the people ready to buy today. And they're totally neglecting all the other people that are doing their research that are way more upstream. Now, if you focus on both sets of people, where you do the upstream people, when they're ready to finally buy, they've been doing so much research and you've been such a good resource for them, they're gonna end up coming to you. So if you only focus on the bottom people, then you're totally reliant on, realistically, lead gen sites. But if you really build the brand and build relationships with people, then when they're doing their initial research phase and they keep hearing about you, you're way more likely to close them when they are ready to move forward. And the last step is gonna be, after they hear and learn about you, or after they hear about you, and then now they learn about you, last step is gonna be, how do you stay in front of them? So most people, in fact, 70% of people that come to your website are never gonna come back to your website. So if you just never put an ad out there and get seen again by those people, they will never hear about you. So what we do is we actually help run, it's called a retargeting ad, but if somebody goes to your website and they leave, when they go back on Facebook, our goal is to actually put them on your email list. Because what you can then do is just do a long-term relationship building email campaign. So maybe they just get like a monthly value-based newsletter from you that talks, if you're a home builder, that talks all about, month one is what lots or what areas are great to build a custom home. Maybe email number 2, month 2 is what's the actual process. Number 3 is here are some of your selection items. Month 4 is what's pricing. So what you're doing, you're slowly building up your trust and rapport with them over time. And we know it's a 3 to 5 year process, but at that 3-year mark, when it's time for them to start to research home building firms, guess who they're gonna go with? They're gonna go with the company that's been sending them a monthly newsletter for the past 36 months. So that's how it all works. You need to first make sure that people are able to hear about you. Second, make sure that when they do the research phase, whether it's on your website or they look at your reviews, you're good to go and you show people exactly everything about you. You're super transparent. And last but not least, follow up with people. You can do that on Facebook ads, get them on your email list. Hell, you can even collect their email, their physical addresses and just send them mailers, postcards once a month, once a quarter, whatever you want. But the more you can stay in front of them, the better off you're gonna be as far as getting them to close with you when it's time to actually hire you. And I know I keep talking about home building, but this works for every industry out there, whether you're a landscaper or a remodeler, hell, if you're a restaurant, like all this stuff works. So it's just marketing. People have a natural sales cycle on how long it takes them before hiring you, and you can't force that process unless you're running big promotions, but you can't force somebody to buy, in 6 months if it's a normal 3-year process. All right. And step 4 is not really optional, it's super mandatory. Smash the like button. All right. Really helps out the YouTube algorithm, and I really appreciate it. But hopefully this all kind of makes sense that however long it normally takes people to buy, that is how long it's going to take when they start doing their initial research to actually hiring you. So make sure that you understand that you have to nurture them, because when they're ready to buy, you're going to be the only contractor that they're going to go with. Thanks.